Okay, so I'm in my home office, and what I would like to show you is what I'm doing for backing up my data. And this is just my suggestion. This is the way I do it. This is not necessarily the only solution, and there is a cost associated with it. So you have to weigh the decision as to whether your data is important enough for you to effectively buy an insurance policy. I think that's a great way to think of it. And if you don't consider your data as important enough, then of course you risk losing it when, not if, but when your computer actually does go belly up. So what I have over here is, down here is, this is an external hard drive. It's a Western Digital called MyBook. It's 1 TB of storage. And this is plugged in just via USB cable into the back of the computer. And then I have software on the computer every night, which I'm going to show you, that runs on a periodical basis and make sure that everything is all synced up together. So let me get out of this, and I'm going to go to Start menu. And the program I have is called GoodSync Synchronizer. And this is a nice little neat program. So what you do basically is you're setting this up, and on the right hand side you notice I have a directory called C Shared Files, or the left hand side rather, and on the right hand side this is the external hard drive. And the way that it works is it codes it as MyBook rather than giving it a drive letter, because it's plugged into a USB port and the drive letter could potentially change if you unplug and plug things in. So rather than referencing an actual drive letter, it uses this relative reference, which is nice. So what it basically does is it would compare. So I'm going to click the Analyze button here, and I don't expect to really see any changes come up. But if there were changes, it would show me a list of those changes here and then give me the ability to synchronize my files. So let's say I go to, oh, I guess there are changes. Look at that. So here's a bunch of weird looking changes. I'm not even sure what they are. But it's basically showing me that there's differences between the left side, which is my hard disk, and then the right side, which is the external hard drive. So I'm going to click down here on the sync button, and it's going to go ahead and it's going to do the updates. And basically what it's doing is it's a one-way synchronization, so that it's going to update the external hard drive and it's going to make the files on the external hard drive equal. So now you can see here there's a bunch of equal signs as it's actually doing its work. And it also shows you down here the number of changes that it detected and so forth. Okay, so what I do then is, for this, is I set it up on a calendar so that you can see I've got it set here to sync. Right here, it's going to sync every 24 hours. And I think it is relative to the time when you originally set up the schedule. So if I had set it up at 10 o'clock in the evening, every day at 10 o'clock in the evening, it would go ahead and just automatically update itself. Okay? So the second level of protection that I have is I back things up to the cloud, and I use Carbonite for that. This is where there's a little bit of money involved here. Let me find the Carbonite here. The plan that I'm on currently costs $59 a year. And let's see, Carbonite. I'm having a little trouble finding it here. Carbonite, where are you? Oh, there it is. So Carbonite is online storage, and again I pay $59, but it's an unlimited data plan. And in a similar vein, you set up your in your settings, you set it up to say what is my source of data, and then the destination in this particular case would be the cloud. So again, every day at a certain time, if I go to edit settings, let's see if it'll show it. So it says it's going to back it up once a day starting at 1 o'clock a.m. and it shows colored dots on the data files and folders. So if it's a green dot, that means both sides are equal. If there's an orange dot on my computer, then that means that that's a file that is going to have to be synchronized the next time that it runs. Okay, but again, I can set this up to run every day, and it just does a backup. And then if I log into my account, carbonite.com, I have access to my files. So it's a two-level backup because, as you can see, the hard drive, external hard drive, is in the house. So if everything were to go up in flames, both the external hard drive and the computer would be gone, and so I would still have the files in the cloud. So again, this is just my one recommended strategy, but certainly there are many others. So if you have any questions, send me an email through Blackboard, or stop after class and we can have a talk. Thanks.